Hello and welcome to the Open Day presentation for the Architectural Technology and Practice course at the University of Derby. My name is Valeria Carnevale and I am the program leader for this course. This presentation is correct at the time of delivery, April 2020, and is subject to change. We review the content of all our courses regularly, making changes where necessary to improve your experience and our graduate prospects. For the latest information, please visit our website, derby.ac.uk. And I'm going to start by saying, why study architectural technology at Derby? Well, I think the most important reason is we are one of the oldest accredited courses in the country. We've been here since 1996. We have almost 100% employability in professional or managerial employment within 6 months of graduating, or on the contrary, we also have the ones that are not in professional employment. They would be in further education, i.e. doing a master's or a PhD. But probably what makes us stand out is that we are one of the 4 or 5 Center of Excellence accredited by the Chartered Institute of Architectural Technologies. So what does this mean? It means our course is not only chartered by the Institute of Architectural Technologies, but the Institute considers us a center of excellence, and there is only 5 in the country. Our course is a Bachelor in Science with honors in Architectural Technology and Practice. As you can see on these slides, we will teach you the whole range of architectural understanding, from the overall form and shape of the building, the interiors, a bit of interior design, all the way to how the building is built and conceived. And I think the most important thing for you as prospective students is knowing what you will get taught and how. So this is a slide showing you the course module program, and you will see that you get all our modules are 20 credits, and you need to fulfill 60 credits per term or 120 per year. So at level 4, that is your year 1, you will have your studio design and personal development, technology and structures 1, and environmental design and services. Studio design would be all with hand skills, manual hand skills. And then on the second semester, you will study design analysis and personal development with, next to it, architectural CAD. So now, once you know how to draw by hand, we will teach you how to draw with a computer and other computer-aided design tools. And finally, a construction materials and technology. So that is your first year, the basic elements of architectural technologies. That progresses you to level 5 or year 2, where you will study a second version of studio design and personal development, a second more complicated technology and structures, and a second computer-aided design, which is advanced CAD and BIM, building information modeling. And we teach Revit. I will tell something about this on a further slide. And then on the second semester of your module, the studio module becomes architectural technology and building systems. That is the design of the exterior, the interior, but also all the layers that make a building. So everything of how a building is built. Then, very important within the practice, procurement, contracts, and legal studies. And then your choice of sustainable design or maintenance and refurbishment. Following the second year, your level 5, you have 2 options. Carry on to your level 6 or year 3 of studies, or take a year out and do a diploma. It is called a diploma in professional practice. It is a separate diploma that you get. It's a level 5, and the university makes sure that this employment that you will go to, and the diploma is a 1 year employment in an architectural related company, that you actually work on things related to architecture. With this year, for the diploma, there is a couple of modules that relate to a report on what you did in practice. The first one is applied in professional practice, which is kind of a report of what it is to be in practice, what it is to be working in the professional world. And the other one is more theoretical, contemporary issues in professional practice. Whether it is an optional year, so whether you do it or not, you then progress to level 6 or year 3. As you can see here, the year 3 has independent studies and integrated project as a year-long module. And this is because it's 40 credits, but it is a bigger project. It is a project in which you will demonstrate everything that you learned on the previous years. So integrated project, as the name says, is a full project that starts from master planning, choosing a building, designing a building, designing the interiors of the building, and all the details that conform the building. And your independent studies is your dissertation. It's the theoretical part of your degree. And for the independent study, it is very open to what you can choose. Obviously, it is an architectural dissertation, but it can make you focus your degree. And by the time that you're in year 3, you know what you like better, whether it is the technology, the structures, the construction, the constructability, the design of buildings, or the environmental issues, environmental strategies, or even the theory of architecture. We do have students that, because as you can see, this is a BSc course, it doesn't have history of architecture, doesn't have theoretical or purely theoretical modules. So some students choose to do their independent studies on a more theoretical basis, like history of architecture, and even we've had dissertations on the architecture in Lord of the Rings, for example, which was quite an interesting dissertation, and that is a little bit outside of the traditional dissertations, which tend to be sustainability, professional practice, constructability, etc. And then your other 2 modules is professional practice and project management, which is a module that encourages that idea of being a professional in the environment of the construction environment. And it is a module that you will work in groups with construction managers, quantity surveyors, civil engineers, interior architects, and yourselves. And it's how a practice works, how each person has a role within the built environment. And then on your second semester, you will choose whether you want to do advanced design and detailing or sustainable design analysis. We also here at Derby have a foundation year. So I put it at the end of the presentation because it is also optional in the sense that if you didn't do your A levels, if you are a mature student but didn't finish your A levels at the time and don't feel like you can cope with level 4 or year 1, you can come into the foundation year. And this foundation year is, it will give you the basics of university. So it's preliminary maths, because we tend to see that a lot of students, especially mature students or the ones that did A levels but didn't do a maths component, can be helped with having maths, introduction to design, scholarship for technologies, construction science, and a technology project, which has that combination of practical and theoretical to bring you up to speed. And these are examples of the things that you might do on the year. How will you learn? This is a really interesting question. So you will learn in practical and theoretical modules. You will obtain transferable skills. So there's a lot of you presenting your work, as you can see on the right-hand side. That's one of our students presenting their work. We have industrial, artistical, and cultural inputs and self-critical judgment. The two images that you see here is, one is a practical exercise that we did in Chatsworth House when Chatsworth brought a little pavilion from Zaha Hadid, who is a very famous architect that you will learn about when you're in school. And the other one is a charrette with the East Midlands RIBA charrette called, and so you get paired with students from other courses and other universities within the East Midlands. So you can see you get all these transferable skills, peer learning not only within your course, but within the courses in your school and the courses within the region. So it is a very open degree, and it will give you a lot of transferable skills. And as I said, industrial, artistical, cultural. We get the fire department in year 2 to come and give you some sessions. They are really interesting, and you interact with the fire department and do things with them. So, traditional drawing skills. We are very keen that students in this university learn to use traditional drawing skills. So year 1 will be basically all traditional skills, which we will encourage throughout your degree. But year 1, like first semester, year 1 is all traditional skills. Practical work in studio. So you can, as you can see on the first image, do hand drawing in studio, but you also will have your computer, and you will use both skills at the same level. Theoretical work from other modules. So all the modules that you will learn have an input into your studio work. So as you learn more will be required of you, and more of that understanding. As you can see here, this student is bringing all his knowledge into one project. The knowledge from his construction materials module will come into the studio work. Working drawings and construction detail. As you can see, this is a year 3 student starting with his hand drawings and thinking how the building is going to be built. So this is thinking with his hand, and then putting all of those drawings into a proper architectural technical drawing to be submitted to a client. Visualization is very important. We will do that with different programs. We will teach you AutoCAD, SketchUp, Revit as the main things within the university, but that is just the tip of the iceberg, and then students tend to learn many more programs and plugins for all of these programs to create these amazing renders. And this one is a plugin on Revit. Working with industry. We work with industry. We bring live projects to you, to studio, so that your experience in studio work is as real as possible. But we also encourage you to take that 1 year in placement, which is very beneficial to all our students. And these are companies where our students have done their placement years, mostly in the UK, but we have students going to Los Angeles on Arcar Studios. We had a student going to Japan. She spoke Japanese. She actually found the placement herself, but we encouraged it, and she did her placement in Japan. We have site visits, as I said. Chatsworth is one of the typical site visits. Hockerton, which is a sustainable community, and we have field trips as well. Year 1 will have a compulsory field trip in the UK. Last year we went to Oxford and Bath with the year 1 students, and the university pays for it, hence it's compulsory. You have an assignment there, and you practice your teaching skills. In year 2 is not compulsory. The university finances part of it, and you have to pay another element of the trip to go. And we went to Barcelona last year, and these are our students in Barcelona as well. You have a task. If you don't go to the trip, you do the task here in Derby, but it is a very interesting thing to do. Placement, as I said before, we encourage placement, and these are examples of things that our students did whilst in placement. Joe West worked with a company that was doing things for airports, Heathrow, Gatwick, etc. And finally, all our third-year students finish their course, like your final integrated project presentation is a degree show. Here you can see on the right-hand side how the degree show is presented, and on the left-hand side you can see the panels that go into this presentation. They require a whole year to prepare all the design and the project, and also through the degree show we have been asked by Derby City Council to present some of our students' work on the property show in Derby, which has been very beneficial for the students, and a lot of students get employment through the degree show and the property show. And finally, just to finish my presentation, we also offer 2 master programs, one in sustainable architecture and healthy building, and another one in building information modeling and project collaboration. We also have PhD research, which can be taken from our courses or any of the built environment courses. Even further afield, with a degree in architecture, you are very likely to be able to do master's degrees and other subjects like business and things like that. But at the moment, as PhDs, we have sustainable architecture, theories and history of architecture, architectural education, transport, structures, and facilities management. And with that, I finish my presentation and encourage you to come to Derby, come see us, come to an applicant days, an open day, or just check our website, www.derby.ac.uk, Instagram, Facebook, or even Twitter. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.